we are LaChiMoLaLa.
LaChiMoLaLa.
And we are here with a mini, tiny, miniature listening party for Tomorrow by Together's Good Boy Gone Bad Japanese EP release. Woo!
Woo!
Yeah.
Yes.
We were gonna do the music video anyway for Good Boy Gone Bad, and then it was like, I really love Ring. We have to do like a lyric video to Ring, and then it's like, well, there's only one other song, and guess what? It's pretty damn good. Let's just do all three.
Yeah, why not?
And here we are.
Here we are. I have not heard any of these songs except for obviously Good Boy Gone Bad. We all know that iconic song in Korean. So I'm really excited to see the Japanese version. And what's cool about Tomorrow by Together is that I saw the teaser and I was like, whoa, totally, this is gonna be totally different, from their Korean version. So I'm like, okay, what a treat. So I'm
I
looking
will
forward to
admit, I
that.
have watched this music video a few times. Um, and I really love, and I know you will too. There's so much crossover with Loser Lover. And there's crossover with Love Song. There's just a lot of images that kind of are distorted but repeats from other videos. And I love how they kind of like keep a through line even in their Japanese videos. It's just very cool. I like
Oh.
it. Also, Bombview has a neck tattoo and it is everything. Anyway, before I get super sidetracked by that, do you want to do this thing?
Yes, yes. But before we do, you guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that we could continue on with more TXT content.
Do it. Okay,
Yes.
here we go. This is TXT Good Boy Gone Bad Japanese version.
Woo
Here we go.
woo.
So exciting. Again, the end of a music video there.
Is there a meaning with 127?
Yes.
Okay.
Flashbacks. Ugh, I love that hair.
Gorgeous. Look at his facials, please.
My tail wagged at you in the past. Love it. Fish tank.
What?
Moody.
A crowbar?
Yes, they're stealing a car.
I was gonna say, did they just break, like, what?
That fish. Ugh, Subin.
Oof. Wow.
I love the transitions.
Look at their moody faces. Wow.
Right?
Ooh. Oh, love that. Oh no, falling off a bike again.
Always. Gah!
What?
Completely different than their Korean one. Concept, everything about it.
So different. Oh my gosh. Wow.
So I feel like there's a lot of references to Lover Loser, obviously, the
Yeah.
girlfriends,
Mm-hmm.
the money bag, all that stuff. But then, yeah, the car going off the cliff
Yeah.
and the beta fish, those are love song, the fish tank. And I feel like this is so interesting. I love the dynamic turn in the lighting, their outfits and everything, where they literally you see it just switch. It's like they flip
Yeah.
a switch and they're suddenly bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting because like when you see them in their like I guess like their skater clothes,
uh,
is that yeah, those
Gives me
clothes?
it's like their fighter escape, but the fight version outfits. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, okay, their hearts didn't get broken yet,
Hmm.
and the moment it got like squashed, it's like it transitions over to like all of their like dark clothing and stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah.
I love how they featured like their girlfriends in here,
Mhm.
which is like really cool. And it's just, ugh. Like I like that extension of like you said, the different music videos like tied into this one.
Yeah.
And you could clearly see like that heartbreak, that's
Yeah.
gonna happen, whereas in the Korean version, like felt like their hearts were already stomped on. So you get to see the whole entire
Yeah.
video, like
They're already
very,
bad when the video starts.
yeah,
They've
yeah.
already been crushed. But in this one, you see the transition.
You
Hmm.
see like, kind of like their happy moment, with the girlfriend, and then
Yeah.
you get to see their bad side because it's like, this is what you did to me. What?
I feel
You
like in
know?
this one, when you see those, they're obviously flashbacks, and it's like they can't forget it, even though it's over.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of talk, especially online, about poor Bomgyu. Who's going to teach him how to ride a goddamn bike?
Oh my.
Somebody better do it. This is literally the third or fourth video where he's fallen off a bike. Okay, we are very concerned about him. But also, I really like the through line where it seems like Yeonjun's girlfriend has given him up to the cops. She's not
Yeah.
picking up his phone call, and then they're being chased by people who want something, right? Or if it's not the cops, maybe she found out who the money belonged to. She obviously did him dirty. She turned on him. And I
Yeah.
think you were saying, during this, oh my gosh, their facials, are so great. I really feel like Yeonjun's acting super stands out in this. He does an amazing amount of it, and they're all so good at it. But he just gets a lot of he has some very crazy emotional parts, and it
Mhm.
shows. Taehyun
Huh.
too, I feel like he's in the bathroom trying to call, if she's not picking up anymore. Uh
Ugh.
it's just terrible. You see rings flying off, and Subin's ripping up old pictures, and
Yeah.
another thing people have talked about a lot online is how come everyone gets a girlfriend but Bamkyu? Always. Bamkyu never has a girl. What is up with that?
Yeah.
He didn't have one in Love or Loser, and I get that this is kind of this is very much related to that, so maybe that's why he doesn't have one here. But it's like, come on, guys, he deserves one too. Give the man a lady.
Or maybe he does, but they just don't show it.
Yeah, we just
So,
don't see it.
Yeah.
He's still crushed. That's one interesting thing about this video. It's like there's so many great love ballads about your love ending, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this one is totally like, our love's over, so screw the world.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to be sad? That's okay. I'll just steal a car, go for a joyride, which is technically what they did in Love Song as well, except Yeonjun stole the keys to his parents' car. That's very different than
Yeah.
taking a crowbar to something in a random parking lot
Yeah.
and just being like, let's lift it, let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
Wow.
innocent boy hijinks anymore. They're crossing a line in this video, and it could have serious repercussions for them.
Yeah. And it does,
Yeah,
like
it
because
does, and it probably will in the future, I'm sure.
yeah. Ugh, my
That's one of the
goodness.
things I really like about them is how, they're always talking about, we want you guys to watch us grow up. Like,
Mhm.
that's the whole point, right? So we're watching them grow and growing with them. But even in the lyrics, they're not a puppy dog wagging their tail. We see you, cat
No.
and dog.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
There's
not
just,
cat and dog.
yeah, they've matured, and the hard part about maturing is you really only do it when you go through conflict and struggle.
Hmm.
Nobody grows and becomes a different or better person without having conflict in their life. So
Yeah.
it's like that horrible catch 22. Like, everybody wants to be an adult, but guess what, being an adult kind of sucks, guys.
Yeah.
Sometimes it sucks a lot, sometimes it doesn't suck, but there's a lot more sucking, I feel like,
Yeah.
than
Adulting is
yeah,
tough.
when you're in high school, you're like, this is the worst. But then after you're out of college, you're like, wait, this is the worst.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of, it's weird that you can't grow and change without pain.
Yeah.
And I think this song is a pretty good representation of that.
Oh
Um,
gosh. Well said, Beth.
Also, I
Well
want to point out a
said.
couple things just real quick. First of all, anytime Yeonjun is driving a car, I'm obsessed with it. I want him to
Yes.
drive everywhere. Ugh.
But
Long
look at
pink
his
hair.
and look at his piercing eyes though while he's driving.
I know. He's so intense.
I mean, look at that.
Look at that.
I mean, that's that those are eyes of someone who is really bitter right now,
He
you know?
is pissed.
Yeah, I mean,
And
like,
it seems
forget,
like he's about to go off the deep end already. And we are 32 seconds in, people.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like when you get hurt, like when you have like a broken up relationship, and your heart just gets like crushed, like you go through like all these emotions, right?
Right? It's like the
And
12 stages of grief or whatever.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
is it seven? I think it's only seven, guys.
First you get like really, really sad, and then you can even cry about it if you want to. I mean, I sure have.
Yeah.
But then you pass that period where you're kind of healing a little bit. And most people, when you start to heal, you get angry. You get angry and you're like, F you,
Right?
I'm
Why did
so
you
glad.
do this to
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
You're the terrible person,
Yeah.
not me.
I'm glad I'm not with you anymore. So screw you, and that's where he's at right now.
That's what it seems like, right? I just
Yeah.
think, again, like you said, very well said, he's so intense. Sorry, let's just take it back a little bit. Hello, love this. I love that this is live broadcasting
Oh my
news
gosh.
of
Amazing.
them taking their swan dive. It's
Yes.
just so intense. Let's just go through it a little bit. So I 1000% think this is Yeonjun. Yeah, it says YJ with a heart.
Okay, so what's the 127?
Okay,
What's
where did
that
you see that?
on his phone? Is there like a reference for 127, like
This
the
is
timing?
Oh, you know what? I don't think so. I think I misheard you. I'm sorry. Yeah, because this is Yeonjun calling her and her ignoring him. Oh, I see. That's just the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
there probably is something. Moa's help us out here. I know it's not Yeonjun's birthday.
I was like, is it Young's birthday?
I'm pretty sure it's not. I don't think it is. But I bet you there is some significance to it. Look, are you gonna check right now? Check right
Yeah.
now. You're probably right. It probably is his birthday. But I love how even here you can see that she actually has some of the money. So it feels like, I don't know if she took some of the money. See that right there?
Mm,
It's like, did she steal some of the money and then sick the cops on him? Or, she can just blame him, or
yeah.
I don't know.
And Yeonju's birthday is actually coming up September 13th,
Haha. I was like, it's not January, I don't think.
1999.
Woo! Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm not sure. But there usually is, like you said, there's symbolism in everything, it feels
Yeah.
like,
I
especially in
feel,
this
yeah.
video.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. How about Samoa's? I want to know.
but it's like denied. And then she does 119, which in other places in the world is 911. So I'm assuming maybe it is in Korea. I could be wrong.
Mm.
Ugh. I, I don't even know what color that is.
I don't
Purple
know, but
silver? I don't know.
it's gorgeous.
Delicious. I love these outfits.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're pretty awesome.
And he was wearing that like white tank top when he first found the bag and they were hiding. It almost seems like it's only the next day and she's
Hmm.
already gonna turn it in.
Yeah.
All the fish from Love Song. Okay, some people pointed this out online already, but it's worth repeating. This is not the same girl who was Taehyung's girlfriend in the other video. And you can tell that
Really?
because her hair's a different color. So everyone's like, what? He broke up with one girlfriend, now he broke up with another one?
I
He's such a
mean,
playboy.
or it could be the same girl, you guys, but
She could
dyed
have
her
changed her
hair.
hair. She could have
Come
changed her
on.
hair. But yeah, I thought it was funny. Like Moas are so like we drill down into every conspiracy theory.
Ah.
I was like, whatever. But yeah, again, these like happy flashbacks to loser lover or lover loser. It's just to see the smiley bits and then to know what's coming. You're just like, ah! Yes, this.
So angry right here.
Right?
Ah, that's
You
a
have to wonder,
great
what did he see
transition.
online? Did she
Oh,
send him a Dear John email?
I
She
mean,
did she change her status on Facebook or IG or something to single?
she probably did. Or maybe he saw her dating another dude. Who knows?
Maybe you saw pictures of her with another dude.
Hmm.
And look how cute he is in that blue. And then yes, dark, dark, dark,
That's a
darkness.
great transition right there. I like that.
It's so good. And I was just thinking, like, even the background. I mean, all of a sudden there's all these posters up here. It's more run down. It's like he
Hmm.
stopped cleaning.
Yeah.
It's like a whole mood, a
It's a
whole
yeah.
vibe.
Yeah.
And his hair's so cute.
Yes.
And then this. I like Yeonjun's like, let's spend it while I have it.
Right? Why are they flushing that in the toilet?
Right?
Are they trying to save get rid of evidence or something?
It
I don't
almost
know.
feels like it, doesn't it? I'm not 100% sure why. Yeah, it seems like they're trying to get rid of stuff. And Yeonjun has like these evil earrings. I don't know how else to describe them, guys.
And I wonder if the car is like one of the girlfriend's cars,
Right? Maybe.
that they just like broken into and
And
just
it's so
stole.
obvious, like Taehyung's keeping watch. Kai runs up to like see if any of the doors are unlocked already. Like this is very much a coordinated group effort to make mischief and be naughty.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then again,
Absolutely.
yeah, the joyride and everything, except this time it has a much more sinister cast. Before it's almost like, youthful indiscretion. Oh, whatever. But this is like, yo, you get in trouble for stealing a car.
Yeah.
You should know better. And their joy too. It's the same joy. So interesting. And you're right, all their clothing is so dark here.
Yeah. It's like they don't give a you know?
Yeah, it's like once they've lost once they've gotten their heart broken, all like the color and joy is just like leached out of
Yeah.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
Subin has such a beautiful voice, and I feel like this song really suits him.
Yeah. The makeup is perfect on here too.
Yes. Huening Kai too. Ugh. I think that's interesting that they hit the security cameras.
Yeah.
Like, what are they planning? Also, Subin's tagging stuff. What? When did he get so bad? I love all of this.
Yes.
I love how it's like POV. Get off my mat. And those transitions, those are really fun, especially because I feel like they remind you of like every TikTok ever.
Yeah.
But you're going from, it's more than a costume change. It's an entire world change, which is really cool. I also like how they get into trouble together, but they also fight to keep each other safe.
Yeah.
They're a unit in this, no matter what, even if they're being bad.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's so sad. Oh, Huening Kai's little cut on his nose. Now it feels like they're fighting because they've done too much.
Yeah.
I mean, Yeonjun's so great in that part.
And
like,
I love this parts right here too when they show like their faces and man,
yes,
they look bad.
They look bad, and you know it. Like, look at this face. Huening Kai knows he's up to no good.
Look at that mischievous face.
Yeah, we talked about it before, but Yeonjun is so good during the rap. His emotion. Okay, sorry.
Look at Taehyun. Oh my god.
Right? Subin, look at that.
I know.
Dark and scary. Look at that. Please.
Oh my gosh.
Will you? I mean,
look at his neck tattoo.
So hot.
Amazing.
It's crazy. Please. And then Taehyun, yes, looks so good. I really like him in the bathroom at the end. Again, burning evidence.
Oh.
Right here. It looks like he's gotten a fight. He's trying to get a hold of her, and she just isn't picking up. Like, he looks so sad in this.
Yeah.
Again, with every video, they just get so much better with their facials and their acting. It's really incredible. I feel like their music is so good, but once you get to know the videos, it just adds all this extra complexity to it.
Yeah, and this is really interesting too, because this could be like at the point too where it's like they're all separated now. And he's giving her a call the last time before he gets locked up and caught, So yeah.
Like, just pick up. I mean, who hasn't called someone before and been like, I know we're not talking anymore, but just pick up this one time, please. Yeah. I just feel like he looks so desperate and sad. And those are not two things I associate with him. So again, amazing acting, so good. Yeah, and it feels like the cops are chasing Bongyu.
Yeah.
We're all getting caught. Ugh, guys. Oof. Okay, Yeonjun hitting the steering wheel and screaming is like painful to my heart and my soul.
Yeah.
It's like everything's going wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes you when you do decide F you world, there are a lot of times where you do stuff and the consequences will catch up to you.
Of course.
And I do think it's interesting that they do catch up to them within this one song. Poor Bongyu. Why?
I know.
I mean, I can't talk too much crap though, because guys, fun fact, I can't ride a bike.
I mean,
So,
riding a bike is fun, but falling off really sucks. I have a
yeah,
scar on my knee to prove it until this day. So,
right. And when did you get it? When you were like 6 or something?
when I was 5,
There you go.
okay? So, someone please tell Bombgu to not fall off his bike because he could scar his beautiful body. So, no.
He's wearing
Like, please don't
shorts,
fall.
girl. He's in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Again, the moodiness with this hair color, I love it so, so much. And
yeah.
I love the sequence of them all getting caught, and in their faces, you can see they're not remorseful about getting caught.
Yeah.
They're still upset about other things, but it's
Right.
not about this.
Mm.
It feels like this video is cool because it really seems like they're acting out, but it's not really about what they're doing in this moment.
Yeah.
It's much deeper than that. And again, who hasn't done that?
Right.
So it's just really, I just think it's so beautifully done.
And
And then that's like getting rid of the evidence too. Ugh.
and I like this music video, even though like you haven't watched the other TXT videos. It's great for MOAs,
Mhm.
because of all you're like, oh my gosh, like they're peppering Easter eggs like for all the
Yeah.
MOAs. But if it's someone who this is their first time watching this music video, like they're like, all right, cool, like and they could totally understand like their emotions and
Hmm.
feelings, but you don't need to watch the other music videos to
Yes.
grasp that whole entire idea of them, a good boy gone bad.
There's a full through line and plot in this one little thing, but you're right. If you know the rest of the stuff, it's just like a piece of the story, but you
Yeah.
can still enjoy it. And
Yeah.
that's
So
really important to get new fans.
yeah. So this is actually really fun for MOAs because it's like, oh, ode to like their other music videos. But then for someone who's new, it's like, oh, this is like a really cool concept.
Right? You're
Like,
like, whoa,
ah,
this is crazy. Who are these
yeah,
guys?
yeah,
And
yeah, exactly.
then hopefully you
So
drill down and become Moas. We
yeah.
want you.
Yes. So, which is like really, really cool. Like, there's some music videos out there where it's like, no, but you have to watch this music video to understand this and that and this universe and that
You're
and
like,
it's just like,
whoa,
and it
whoa, I
gets,
just want to watch this one.
and sometimes, just keep it simple.
Yeah.
And I feel like this keeps it simple.
Yeah.
Like, a guy got hurt, because like he's heartbroken and now he just,
And now he's on a rampage with his friends, and bad
yeah,
things will happen.
yeah. He just feels better hanging out with his friends
Yeah.
and, doing,
You have
not so
to.
great
When you get
things.
your heart crushed, your friends are the only people you can rely on,
Yeah, exactly.
even during this. I mean, I feel like they're all going out on a limb together. Again, sometimes there's stuff you wouldn't do on your own, but
Right.
if you're in a group, you're like, screw it, let's do it.
Yeah,
And there's
please.
a little bit of that feeding into this too.
Yeah.
I really like how their music videos have evolved, though. They're much more story based than they used to be.
Hmm.
I mean, I guess you could say they are and they aren't. They've always had some through lines and some stories, but I feel like it's almost every video now instead of like one video per album.
Mm.
So it's just very cool. Again, it's just cool to watch them evolve as artists.
That's amazing. Yeah, you
Yeah.
see like a lot of growth, and I haven't been in the TXT fandom that long, but
Mhm.
like it's nice to see that though. Like I can
Yeah. I
totally see
mean,
their
this is
growth.
1000% different from Blue Hour,
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
So yeah, it's
a
definitely
180.
they keep changing and growing, and
Yeah,
that makes it fun for us, I feel
yeah,
like.
yeah,
I love a good surprise.
yeah.
All right, guys, let's move on to the second song. There's no music videos for the next two yet, but these are two new original songs that they wrote, both of them. They co-wrote the third one, but for this one, TXT wrote this song in Japanese, and they dedicated it to Moas. And I personally love this song. I know I have a real soft spot for their Japanese songs. I always have. Force, Shine Everlasting, Ito is like, oh. And this song is no different. It is so gorgeous and beautiful. My only complaint is there's not enough Omgu, but there's never enough Omgu. But it's really, ugh, ugh. Maybe we should just listen to it. You ready? Are you ready
All
for
right.
this?
Yeah,
Have
yeah.
you heard this song?
No, I have not heard Ring or Lonesome Night. I have not heard any of it.
You in for a treat, girl.
All
Buckle up.
right. Okay. I believe you.
Also, these concept photos, guys, please, please. What are you doing to me? Ugh. Ugh, this good. Feeding Kai sounds so good.
I love his rapping.
So good. Ugh.
Oh, their falsettos. Jeez.
So good. Gah.
Ooh.
Okay, you've never heard the song. What'd you think? I'm
I
biased, Avi.
yeah. I love the guitar that's like a continuous throughout the whole entire song, of course.
Mhm.
And I mean, and then it has like that poppy vibe to it too. So the guitar and the pop, together.
Yeah, it's not a
Um,
ballad, but it's not like super upbeat, but it's like it's not a ballad.
yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah,
it's
it's got that fun in between tempo.
yeah. I mean, it could sound like it's upbeat, but when you read the translation, it's like, oh boy, like, oh my gosh, like, ugh.
It
I
feels like
feel
we're crushing their hearts,
I feel like this is the song right before Good Boy Gone Bad.
right?
Like this is the song where they're like, what? Like but I can't see myself with, I mean, I can't see myself without you, like, what do you mean,
Like, don't take off our couples ring.
Yeah, what are you doing?
What are you
Like,
doing right
oh,
now? Why?
yeah. And then it transitions to Good Boy Gone Bad, and that's when they're like all like, oh, I'm over this grief stage. Now I'm just angry. But anyways, back to this song. This song is really beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the falsettos in here. It's just like, what? Like
I think the
absolutely
melody
gorgeous.
is really catchy
Hmm.
and really unique. Again, like you said, because of how it like loops up, and every
Hmm.
single one of them does it at one point. I
Yeah.
really love how they share lines. I
Hmm.
also feel like it makes it seem like one person singing to you.
Yeah, that switch up between the guys, which is like
Yeah.
really really awesome, and I like that aspect to the song as well. There's one point in the song too where Subin goes like really high, and I'm like, I did not expect that at all. I was like, what? He has such a beautiful voice,
He has a really gorgeous voice and a ridiculously huge range. I
Yeah.
don't feel like he gets to show off enough. I love Taehan's voice, but I feel like they give him all the super high parts, but he's not the only one who can hit them.
Yeah.
Huening Kai, I feel like gets to do a lot in this song. Like he
Yeah.
sings a lot of parts that normally I feel like Taehan would sing. So that's kind of fun too.
Yeah, and you're right. I feel like Bombgyu doesn't have a lot of lines in here.
Mm.
And that's me not being biased, you know.
You heard it here,
Yeah.
folks.
So,
When he does sing, he sounds so gorgeous,
he
though.
sounds so gorgeous.
He and Yeonjun really managed to put a lot of emotion into their vocals.
Hmm.
They really sound so like so desperate. So, it's like and like you had mentioned Yeonjun's rap.
Yeah.
So good. You're not 100% sure. I wasn't 100% sure there'd be a rap in this song
No.
just because of the tempo and the mood of it, but it makes perfect sense. And again, it kind of ratchets up the tension so that when
Hmm.
the chorus comes back, it feels even more like it's like kind of sweeping over you like a wave.
Yeah, and his rapping really adds to the emotion to this
Hmm.
song as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
And I guess some people could find it weird, but I think it's great for this type of song, like it
I
has like
agree.
it has a perfect in between, like you said about like the tempo.
And it kind of
Um,
makes the bridge.
yeah,
It's
it
like
really does.
it's a good transitional, piece in there.
Yeah, it's so unexpected, but when you hear it, you're like,
Of
oh,
course. Of
okay.
course. This has to be in here. It's amazing.
Yeah, and for TXT, they don't have rapping in every song. So
Yeah.
when you hear it, it's kind of like a little treat.
Yeah.
So,
And just like you had said earlier with the falsettos, I think this song really gives everyone a chance to shine. I
hmm.
remember one of the things you said when we saw them live was you were like, wow, their vocals are so good. And
Hmm.
I feel like sometimes, they have so much rock behind them that
Yeah.
sometimes, it overshadows maybe their beautiful voices sometimes, but it puts you in a mood and I love it. But songs like this, where you can really hear what they can do, what they can sing, how they can rap, how they blend.
Hmm.
Taehyung and Huening Kai, I both think do such a good job, like overlapping each other. There's like a
Yeah.
little bit of ad libbing in the back.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just anything that shows off because I feel like it's weird. I feel like they're very well known for a lot of things, but most people I feel like think of them for their dancing, which is amazing. But they are killer vocalists, so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Absolutely
Ugh.
agree with you.
And I love that they dedicate the song to Moa.
That's so
It's so
sweet.
like I'll always look for you. I'll always be waiting for you.
Oh,
So come back. And
yeah.
that kind of fits for what's happening right now, people are touring again and every single concert we've been to, everyone's like, it's been a long time.
Hmm.
I'm glad you're still here.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just as nerve-wracking for the artists as it is for us. We're like, they'll never tour again. And they're
Yeah.
like, no one will show up if we tour.
I know.
So this feels like a promise that they'll keep looking for us and they hope that we'll be there. Guess what?
Oh.
Spoiler, we will.
I love
Eh,
it.
so
I love it.
good. Woo! Okay, so the next song, Hitori no you Yoyu no Yoru. I don't know, guys. I'm really bad at Japanese. I
Is
can only
it
count.
Yoru?
Yes,
Yolu.
Yoru.
Yeah.
So Hitori no Yoru,
Mm-hmm.
which we have pleasantly had translated here into Lonesome Night.
Mm-hmm.
So this song was a collaboration. They wrote it with a Japanese singer-songwriter whose name I cannot possibly pronounce, guys. It's like 9 letters each part. So I'm just going to tell
Uh,
you he's well known. You can look him up on the internet. Google it.
yeah. I was like, how do we spell his name again?
If you still have it on your phone, give it a whirl, girl.
Yeah, let me give it a whirl. Ta Takaya, wait, Takaya, yeah, okay, Takaya Kawasaki.
All right. Wow, wasn't that hard after all? You good at
I
this, girl.
watched a lot of anime back in the day.
Oh, that's right. So he is a popular singer-songwriter in Japan. He has his own albums, but he also writes a lot of songs. And they collaborated with him. They co-wrote it with him. So again, we don't just get, one song translated. We get two new songs. Two
Yeah,
new
which
songs.
is amazing. And they collabed with this gentleman. He's the young age of 27.
Yeah. So
And
really in their generation.
right. And I still find it so like it's so amazing that they wrote these songs in Japanese.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of talent to do that, and not everyone can do that. I mean, there's so many bands who sing English music, but they use English songwriters. And
Mhm.
not that there's anything wrong with that, but I mean,
It's just another level. I mean, it's not your
it's
native tongue.
yeah,
How do you rhyme in that?
yeah,
How do you make it sound good?
and for them to write it in Japanese is, like you said, a whole nother level of
Yeah.
like, wow, that's
Like, I feel like they're working so hard on expanding their producing and their songwriting, and
and
it
that
really shows.
and that tells me how fluent they are in Japanese,
Right.
You have to know the language really well to write a song. Okay, first off, writing a song is already hard. And English is my first language, and it's like I can't even write a song,
Yeah. It's not something everyone can do.
Yeah,
And
it's not
then
a I mean, it's
translate it, and yeah, it's just,
yeah, not every, I mean, so that's already hard within itself. And but to write it in a song in another language, that is like pure talent right there. So kudos to these guys.
yes. We're always saying that, our favorite bands don't need to learn English for us.
No,
It's fine. You do you. We understand it's not your
yeah,
first language. We don't expect you to make it your second. I feel like
exactly.
these guys have three
Yeah,
because they have Japanese too. It's
yeah,
crazy.
that's amazing.
All right. Well, so this one's Awesome Night, and this one is a ballad. So get your tissues ready, Tammy.
Oh gosh, okay.
In case you don't know, Tammy has a soft spot for ballads, which means she tries to avoid them at all costs.
Yeah,
Uh,
I feel like
but
crying.
you can't avoid this. It's gonna be awesome.
All
All right.
right.
Again, this is these photos are from a different concept, but the same EP. I believe this is from the limited edition B. It's like, the other ones are so dark and these ones are so light. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's just anyway, here we go. Lonesome Night.
なぜ僕はあなたのことを愛してし
Yeah,
まっ
gorgeous.
たのだろ
Voice is so gorgeous.
う愛されることばかり気にしていた一人の夜遠くで見てただけの日々
beautiful.
このままどうせならこのままの二人でいれば何一つ傷つくことなどなかったのに愛されてそれだけの新しい気持ちが芽生えた時に世界は変わったなぜ僕はあなたのことを愛してしまったのだろう愛されないことなんて分かっていた一人の夜笑う顔も泣く顔も僕じゃない誰かの前で肩に寄りかかるあなたのことを雨が降る寒い夜も空気が冷たい朝も僕がそばでなんて
Wow.
手だろうか瞳閉じればあなたのことばかり思い出すあの無邪気に笑う顔 なぜ僕
I love this.
あなたのことを愛してしまったのだろう愛されたいそう思いながら眠る一人の夜
Is he harmonizing with Hyunin Kai?
Yeah.
一人の夜
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, this song is really powerful. My goodness. Okay, I have to say, I wish I heard more harmonization. They sound so good together.
No. Taehan and Yunin Kai
More
have
of that, please.
so beautiful. Yes, and I love how it's so obvious. It's like when Hyuning's singing the main part, it's Taehan, and then when it flips, you're like, oh, that's Hyuning behind him. Like,
Yeah.
oh, so good.
Yeah, I just had to ask just to make sure because I was like, what? You know? So, oh, absolutely gorgeous.
Ugh.
So, this song, like, I feel like could easily be on an OST.
Yes, it very
Um,
much gives those kind of vibes.
yeah, and so I'm like, if it's not on an OST, it should be,
It should
you know?
If I was a music supervisor, I'd be like, ooh.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You know, this song is like made to be like on the big screen, you know. I feel
Yes.
like it would be a great ending credit, you
Mhm.
know, or even an opening credit. But yeah, it needs to be on TV.
Right? This is the part where they kiss in the rain. Come on.
Yeah. Yes.
I
Yes,
really love the
absolutely.
beginning with the guitar. It's like so melancholy, and who doesn't relate to a song about unrequited love? Everyone's been there.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that the lyrics in this, it's very obvious this is someone they're close to, someone they've known for a long time. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you don't know when you fall in love. One day you just look over and you're like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm like in love with you.
Right.
What happened? And I
Right.
feel like that's how they are, but they know that the girl will never be in love with them.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't say anything.
Ugh.
Just
All
the
this
lyrics just get me so hard.
I'm like, oh my gosh, like, can they make the next album where like they're happy? You know?
Yes, where everything's going perfectly.
Yeah, like they found like a new girl, you know,
Oh.
and everything's all like, unicorn and rainbows because like every single song it's like oh
They're
piercing
all
through
sad
my heart.
songs. Even Good
Yeah.
Boy Gone Bad is pretty much a sad song too.
Yeah, that is an absolute sad song, you
And I do
know?
think it's interesting the way they've structured so we've been playing them in order. So it's like we really go from like the most upbeat to a mid-tempo to a serious ballad. It really feels like you're taking like a sonic journey just in that way. Even if you didn't know what the lyrics were, you'd be like, "Oh man. Oh gosh." Like it's getting sadder all the time.
Yeah, which is like really interesting because I don't know, for me, like I feel like the beginning of how like an album opens, you know, with a certain song like makes a huge difference. And I feel like the last track of an album, you know, also gives you like the impression of,
Hmm.
you know, what you're listening to.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I mean, at least for me, that's how I see it when I listen to music, you know, like I know I'm so judgmental, you know, but I mean, I feel like once you're done listening to an album and you're on the last track, it can't be like willy-nilly. You just like, you know, place some sort of like random track on there, you know,
It
and
should
just,
like sum up the feeling, right?
yeah, exactly, you
So
know,
this is what they think the feeling of this album is.
yeah. Ugh. Oh my gosh.
I really love the guitar. I really love how it kind of has a more traditional um song structure,
Mm-hmm.
with like
Mm-hmm.
a softer verse and then
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a soaring chorus, like it kind of
Mm-hmm.
builds and then, there's a lot of waves and crescendos here.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I feel like it sounds so much like an OST.
Mm-hmm.
Because it you kind of like it expands and contracts back and forth, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Um, but I really feel like the guitar on here is so beautiful. And then when the
Gorgeous.
chorus comes in, and all of a sudden you have the drum and the piano, and so it fills up, but then they can still strip all that away, and you can still just hear the guys singing. And they sound so good on this song.
They all sound so amazing on this song, but who stood out the most to me is Heenan Kai's part. I'm like, oh my
Yes.
goodness. Oh, like the
And he like
chorus.
ad
Wow.
libs, and yeah, it's just like ugh, ugh.
Yeah.
He has
Oh,
such power in his voice, and this allows him to show it off in a more like featured way.
yeah.
Um, I mean, he could belt stuff all day long.
Yeah.
He's just, and again, so much emotion in this song. You can hear
Mm-hmm.
it in their vocals. It's
Mm-hmm.
just they're really able to translate that. So
Mm-hmm.
even if we didn't have the lyrics, we would get a sense of what was going on. You can't help but it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Huning really stands out for me in this one too, and I feel like Subin really does as well.
Ah,
Subin stands out a lot for me on this EP. I think he and Bongyu, I feel like, don't get featured enough for what
mm-hmm.
gorgeous voices they have.
Yeah. Ugh, they
And I know I was swooning over it, but please, Bongyu's voice is like this beautiful, soft, gorgeous. I just feel like he's like trying to wrap you in a fuzzy blanket. I don't know. It's just
oh,
so good.
yeah.
It's so gorgeous. He's so underrated.
Yeah. Ugh. I'm like this song. I'm like, ugh.
It's so good, right? I mean,
Yeah, it's really
I
good.
think it's so nice. It's interesting because Minisode 2 was also, I would say, kind of a sad album,
Mm-hmm.
but sonically sounded so much different.
Yeah.
And this this album this album feels very intimate. Minisode 2 does in a lot of ways, but I feel like you get a wide range on this album of heartbreak, because
Yeah.
heartbreak comes in many forms.
Oh,
And
yes.
like you were saying earlier, like there's all the stages of grief, right? So these each show a different feeling of that same heartache. And
Yeah.
it's really nice. It's really, it's really beautiful the way there's a through line, but each song is really different and unique.
And these songs, most importantly, are all relatable, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I really had to say something about like if there's one thing, you know, that they all have in common, I mean, actually there's multiple things. Like they all have great voices and they have great concepts, but we're not
Yeah.
talking about that. If I had one thing, it's the, you know, all of these songs is someone everyone goes through this, a heartbreak, whether it be, yeah, sure. There'll be those rare cases where like you fall in love with your sweetheart, but you don't,
It won't work out.
yeah, but I'm sure when you were 5, you had a
Yeah.
crush on somebody and, you had that feeling of like, oh man, how come he doesn't like me,
Yeah.
or like, or, just that feeling in general,
And these are still relatable even if you don't take it romantically.
yeah, exactly,
Like these are just, like you're saying, universal feelings that, guess what? Humans feel these things.
yeah, that's who we
And
are.
that's part of the beauty of their music overall. But yeah, this EP in particular, it just feels really, that's what I meant by intimate. It just feels really like immediate. You get it. You don't
Yeah,
have to like, there's no digging around for secret meanings. I get it. I've
yeah,
been there, done
yeah,
that. It
yeah.
still sucks.
It's loud and clear,
Right? And
So,
heartache is one of the first big things I feel like you go through when you become an adult.
oh my gosh, yes.
So, ugh,
And like you said, it's part of life,
yeah,
and heartbreaks are a part of life,
yeah,
and echoing to what you said, that's when you're young, it's like, oh, you're so carefree and stuff like that. But the older you get, you're like, oh my gosh, what are these feelings? What?
right?
Like, I
I don't like
mean,
these.
yeah, like why am I bawling my eyes out right now?
Um,
Like, ugh,
First time I cried at a commercial, I was like, what is happening to me?
Yeah, I
But you
know.
just get more in touch with those things the more times you run into them,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's easy to be hard when you've never had any real heartache,
yeah. Ugh,
but it's a lot harder afterwards. You can only be so tough, and I like that these guys are willing to show us how vulnerable they are.
yeah,
It's really appealing to me, and I feel like there's a lot of groups who are too busy looking cool.
yeah.
Not
Ugh,
these guys.
no, no, not at all. I mean, they do look cool though.
I
Let's be
mean, they do
real.
look cool,
Oh,
let's be real, but
yeah, but ugh,
so
such
good.
so good.
Right? A 3-song emotional journey.
I know. I'm like, well, what just happened? I'm like, oh, mind blown. But anyways, you guys, well, thank you so much for joining us in this listening party, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
listening
yeah.
party,
And
sure.
actually, what's your favorite song on the album? Drop it in the comments below. Mine's definitely Ring, but you do you. I want to hear it.
Mine is a good boy gone bad. I'm
Ah!
always down for the bad boys. So
Typical.
yeah, but anyways, yeah, let us know. And if you guys like this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we are
La
LaChiMoLaLa.
chi mo la la.
And we will see you guys next time.
Annyeong.
안녕.